All right, welcome back to Pursuit Fishing. I hope you're all having a good day. I'm going to take you through my collection of reels that I've kind of settled on for now and that I actually use. I have 10 reels out here. So again, I qualified this in the last video, but how I fish, right? I fish for fun. I like to go out, catch fish, chase big fish, sometimes chase a lot of fish, sometimes go to ponds that I know are just full of dinks because I just want to catch a damn fish after work. I'm looking for bang for your buck, so I don't buy any of the higher end stuff. My most expensive reel's $200. And yeah, that's nice, but I don't buy the $400 reels. It's not me. So the way I fish, now that I'm down to a kayak, is right. I bring 3 to 5 rods, 3 to 5 setups. So I pair my reels up with my rods like the day before I'm going, right? I don't even keep my reels attached to the rods anymore because sometimes I know I'm going to clear water and I want to drop down to 12 or 15 pound tests from 17 to 20. So they sit like this. All right, I'm gonna start at the bottom. The first two are my least favorite. Cabela's Pro Qualifier 2. I hate this reel. I hate it. It's a great reel, right? That may sound weird. It's a great reel. It's cheap. You can find them on sale for, I think, down around like 50 bucks sometimes. It's solid, it works, but here's what I don't like. It's like it's old school. The inertia that it takes to get the spool spinning means I can't throw light baits. To me, anything under half an ounce on this, it doesn't cast it, right? You go to cast it and you feel the lag in the spool and you see it pull your bait down. So for that reason, this reel it's sidelined. So I wouldn't say like don't get it, but unless you're going to be throwing a true like half ounce bait and you're okay with, the inertia it takes to get the spool going, don't get it. All right, next up, the Lose Classic Pro. Very inexpensive reel, and it's real good for the price. I use it for one of my top water reels, right? Because I only get to fish top water a lot for a couple months, so for that, it works great. I'm never throwing super light baits when I'm throwing top water. Like 3/8 would be the lightest for me. The price and the bang for the buck on this is really good. Downsides, rough downsides, definitely feels cheaper. Like if I really get a good fish, I can kind of feel the frame flex and the gears, not bind up a grind a little bit. So I don't know how long it's gonna last, but it hasn't broken yet. All right, next up is one of my favorites. It's not my favorite, but it's one of them. It's the Shimano SLX MGL, and this is the JDM version. So the only difference with the JDM is the reel handle is shorter. So like it's got a real tight circle when you're cranking it, and I wanted that because I use this as more of a finesse reel. I'll throw the Ned rig on it. I'll throw lighter baits, weightless Senkos. I spooled it up with 10-pound test. This is versatile, right? I can go to the Umpqua and throw jerk baits and Ned rigs on the same setup. Just flip over to a rattle trap. I can throw, the swim baits, not big ones, 3.8 Kitex. But this reel is, man, it's so good. The spool is light, right? I mentioned on that Bass Pro Shops how much inertia it takes to get the spool going. Not this one. I mean, I can take a Ned rig that with the plastic weighs a 1/4 ounce, a little under, and I can still flip it for like good distances. So absolutely love this reel, and I love the short handle. Now, if I was pitching and flipping and throwing heavy jigs, I wouldn't want the short handle. It wouldn't feel right to me. And the handle length, right, you just get a little more torque on the longer handles. It doesn't change how much line you pull in with one crank. It's still one crank, but you get more torque. Anyway, next reel, super bang for your buck. The PC Fun Spark Pro. There's a bunch of videos on this reel, but it's kind of in that same category as the SLX MGL, right? Shallower spool, lighter spool. I use it in the same fashion as I do that MGL, which is lighter baits, but it's versatile. I can throw all the same stuff, the Ned rig, the jerk bait, and it feels cheaper. That Shimano feels solid and good. This cheaper is a bad word. But you'll feel it if you ever handle one. But it's smooth and it's performed well. My only complaint is I like tinkering. And with the SLX and the SLX XT, I have the brake on the side. I have the internal brakes. I can dial it in perfect. With this one, I find I can't quite get it dialed the way I want. It's either a hair loose or a hair too tight. And so I end up, leaning on the side of the brakes being just a little too much, just a little bit. So not a major drawback, especially for the price. All in all, love this reel. Oh, I guess I'll share gear ratios. I grabbed the Spark Pro in a 6.6 and a 7.2 in the MGL. All right, next up we have two SLX XTs. I have a 6.3 and a 6.3 and a 7.2 gear ratio. So I grabbed the 6.3. This is for my spinnerbaits and for my chatterbaits. The XT's fantastic. Again, that line, the SLX XT is almost my favorite reel. Almost. I love the fact that you have, basically 3 mechanisms to control the spool speed. It's smooth. They've performed flawless for me. So love the XT, love the SLX line. And then this is just a 7.2 gear ratio. Obviously exact same reel. With the 7.2 for me, that's versatility. I wouldn't want to crank with it. I don't really love spinner baits on it, but I can throw my swim jigs, my jigs. I can kind of throw anything. I like the 7 speed a lot because again, right? I want versatility. And if I have to, I can do almost anything. Okay, next up we have 2 Daiwa Tatula CTs. A 7.3 gear ratio and an 8. Yeah, a 7.3 and an 8-1. The 7.3, again, right? It's just versatile. I used to love these reels. They're great reels, no issues with them. I can feel the gears a little bit when you're cranking a bait with a little bit of resistance. When I stopped loving these was when I got an SLX XT from Shimano. Right, they compete, the same price, kind of the same reel. That XT to me is hands down better in every way. I like that it holds a little bit less line. I feel like it casts a little further. I can dial it in a little further. So like if you're waffling between a Tatula CT or an SLX XT, my vote is XT all the way, like without a doubt. And then, same reel. This is the 8-1. This is my frogging reel. It's really all I use it for. I need to put some more braid on it. But yeah, like I said, they're good. They're good. But if I were to buy them again, I'd buy that SLX. All right. Here we got a Tatula 100. Solid. This reel, man, it feels solid. Like it's tight. I've caught some big fish. A couple 6s on this. No frame flex. I didn't feel it at least. So this is 8-1. This is pretty much always with me. I have it spooled with 17-pound test, and this is what I throw my swim jigs with. And I'm pretty much always have a swim jig out there. Yeah, I mean this. I wish I had some more colors. It's not really a drawback, but just the black is it's kind of meh. It's kind of a flat black, but it's smooth. Just good reel. It casts nice. It casts far. I can skip by dialing up the brakes. Yeah, to me, it's worth the money. And it holds a little more line. It has a little more line capacity. And sometimes I'm doing shallow casts with my swim jigs, right? Skipping them and stuff. A lot of times I'm actually just flipping a swim jig. But sometimes I'm making long casts as long as I can out over grass and weeds, right? That's what I was doing at Mercer when I caught the 6. Or no, sorry, not a 6, 5.5. So for that, the ability to cast far and, dial up the brakes a bit and skip, solid. And now this one's my favorite. This is my favorite reel. The SLX XT almost overtook it as my favorite because of the price for what you get. But this is the Tatula SV TWS. It's not the most current model that just came out a couple months ago. It's the previous one. But this reel was worth 200 bucks. It's the only reel I spent 200 bucks on. Worth it. Smooth. The control of the cast, I can't even explain how much I can dial this in and feel like I am not going to bird's nest. Now, drawback, minor drawback, it doesn't cast quite as far as like my Tatula 100. Just, I can't quite, like if I put a swim jig on here, bomb it out as far. But everything else, the control of your casts and to avoid bird's nests, this reel is worth it. Like, and I got it in a 7:3 gear ratio because it's expensive and I wanted versatility, right? I can slow down or I can speed up. Yeah. If you've looked at these and considered it and you have the budget, I would get one. All right, so yeah, I just wanted to show the reels that I use. So what reels have I stopped using? I had some Lose reels, hated them. Now I will say Lose customer service was awesome. Like I called them once, got right through, I sent my reel in, they fixed it. Love them for that, but I just don't, it's not that their stuff is bad, I just don't like how it works. It's not for me. I've had some Abu Garcias, again, not for me. I tried the 13 Fishing Inception. The cast distance was phenomenal, but it fell apart. Like it just didn't last. The gears got all grindy. The braking, for some reason, like went wonky. Like sometimes it would be perfect and then you'd make the same cast and it would bird's nest. So I just retired it. Yeah, so for me, I'm kind of Daiwa or Shimano. That's my thing. The PC Fun though, that reel's good, man. Like for the price, that reel's good. I'm tempted to try another one of their products because that bang for the buck. Like if I break that, if I smash it on rocks, which I did to my Tatula SV, I didn't break it, but I dropped it on rocks bank fishing the first time I took it out. I have some nicks on the top, so whatever, battle wounds. But right, if you break something like a PC Fun, not that big a deal. So yeah, I just wanted to walk through my stuff. I think it's fun to see people's things. If you like the video, subscribe. It helps me out. All right, have a good day.